Alright. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully my voice is a bit adjusting. How's it going, Sleepy Rhino? Welcome in. I'll wait additional minute. Oh my god, I can't even speak. I'll wait an additional minute here just for some more of the usual folk to get in. Doing good. I just slept like 12 hours. Well, I did a thing where I set an alarm myself for like 8 a.m. I snoozed it, I look at the clock, and it's 10 a.m. This is why I can never stick to this morning schedule for the Phoenix Wright streams, which is all me, and no one else. Alright. We are live on both twitch.tv/stickguy101 and the stickguy101 YouTube channel. Let's see. And at least that's all coming through clearly. Yep, I know that feeling, Sleepy Rhino. I know that feeling too well. Okay, so now what do I... Okay. I think that I can probably get us started here. Indeed. Okay, hold on. Let me sort through some notifications I got here. As always. Alright. Let's get started. Alright, switch to... Alright. Oh? Is it not picking up the gameplay? Hello, Adachi. Welcome in, welcome in. Why is it not detecting my Phoenix Wright? What happened? Application capture. Yeah. That's application audio capture. Oh, there we go. I think it's because I was... Actually, that was weird. I think it's just because I tried swapping it for a different thing? I don't know. Either way, we are now back. Last time we left off, we had just completed the Stolen Turnabout. We caught a tiger by its tail, and all seems to be well. And now we are on to the next trial. Turnabout Beginnings. I hope that you are excited as I am, because we are going straight into this. Today's stream will be about 2 hours even. Alright. The girl. Let her go! Shut up. Come closer and I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang! Down they drop, and down they go. Seems that the audio is not coming through, so I need a VA. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Name, Terry Falles. Charge, kidnapping. Murder. Sentence, death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Falles met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before me and I ever met. 6 years earlier, Mia Fey first trial. Oh. Oh, was the audio coming through? Oh, it was. Okay, good. Ugh, I'm so nervous. Feel like I'm going to die. We're back to Mia. I never should have accepted this case. Eek! Ah, good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falles, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Ugh! Eek! I'm sorry. Ugh. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falles, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Ugh. Sorry, I told a little lie. This guy does a lot of ughs and ahs. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Eek! I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. This guy's a little of a law underdeveloped. Well, we just got here. This is our client. I swear it. I didn't kill her. I can never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falles did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha! Gah! This feels wrong. He's trying to riz me up. Also, Godot without the mask. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all along in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine. An escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I could get out of it, though. Huh. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since the beginning of his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. February 16th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 4. Edgeworth? Oh, fuck, it's this guy. I didn't think he would make a return. I gave him a different voice.
court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falles.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age.
At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct?
Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falles was responsible for her death? You got it, kitten. Please stop calling me that.
Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falles, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. Edgeworth looked so young.
A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted.
Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falles at the scene and later testified against him. He looks so weird without the mask. His smugness is just accentuated. She said she witnessed Mr. Falles throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away.
That policewoman you just mentioned,
that wouldn't be exactly the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne.
Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch yourself, Miss Fey. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice.
Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite!
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness.
I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Ruined so much Gumshoe! Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? Gumshoe not in the court, you can't do this. No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that someone other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it.
Now, detective, tell us about the incident.
Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha.
Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here.
Eagle River, 5 yards.
This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir.
Dang. So he was caught with the body, no less? That's not good. Dusky Bridge, at map, added to the court record. Hold on, what's in our court record here? Okay. Oh man, these guys look so young! Diego Armado, a hotshot lawyer, my senior and rival at the office, a bit smug. A bit? Look at that face! He's too smug! Put the mask back on. Edgeworth, he just looks young and baby-like. And Gumshoe is Gumshoe. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? Oh, what? No. The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge.
Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there is no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they have even met there.
Your Honor.
If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony.
Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on.
Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready.
Summary of the incident.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fallis. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fallis was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge.
Naturally.
Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up.
Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright. Especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here.
Ha! You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten.
It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Summary of the incident. I don't like how he calls her kitten. Me neither. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned Sergeant S. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Fallis.
What? The defendant? The defendant called her?
Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fallis.
A note?
Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left in her desk. Victim's note added to the court record. Okay.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Fallis.
Nah, whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me?
Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me.
I just said that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap?
With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fallis. A bridge up in the mountains? But why meet there?
Because it's a very important place to the defendant. That's why.
What do you mean by that?
If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falles. Ha! Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move. We've got you surrounded." Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Huh. If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falles, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to get me together. Mr. Falles had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car, I mean. How else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. Yeah, I think it's someone in the police force that planted it. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is the photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. Photo of the trunk of Falles' car. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you? Anyways. Hold it! What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's all he says. Nuttin'? I wouldn't say he did nuttin'. At the very least, we know he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says... sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. Hold on. Can I take a closer look at this photo? The only thing that I see that looks weird would be this up here. That seems off. Maybe I can... Hold on, let's see. Can I present this evidence here to see if I can counter it?
Objection!
No. I don't know how exactly I can... Because when I press it, they ask what my defendant's thoughts were. Maybe this is just added evidence that we can use later. Mr. Falles was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. That certainly is impressive police work. Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Falles might just try to run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kinda close. Any later, Mr. Falles could have slipped right by. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. A trap? Walk into it carelessly, and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. fun, huh? No, it's not. Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you'd better get some more information. And you're going to get caught in a trap. It's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards. The ever-famous contradiction. I sure hope I can find some of those. Yep, I remember the body hour thing. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to remember where they mentioned time. Okay, yeah. That's where it is. Really murdered. Let me just save here. But what I think... Oh, the cough, excuse me. What I think is that... Let's see. Call is 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Interesting. Would it be the autopsy report? No. Okay. Because there is the time thing that is there. Confidently... wear a white scarf for identification. She's not wearing a white scarf. Yeah.
Objection!
Witness? What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I'd like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Grr. Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Ah! The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for. Is this the one, perchance? Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and... Oh, wait, I'm using the wrong voice. On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. If I go too deep, I end up voicing Godot or the judge. Edgeworth is more refined. Also, yeah, that's a blue scarf. Yeah, Edgeworth is a very refined individual. Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time? Also, this is Edgeworth's first case. I'm pretty sure we're destined to lose this.
additionally, I think this was around the time where Edgeworth was like very, very scummy, cheaty about how he did his cases. So as always, he presents evidence that we had no reason of knowing.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence.
Scarf added to court record, worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye?
Boy, would I like to wrap the scarf around his smarmy little neck.
Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fallis did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there.
That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Ugh, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Events on Dusky Bridge. Also, I don't know if it's a contradiction for Mia to know about who Edgeworth is. I'm trying to think about, like, the age. I guess he's supposed to be the youngest ever prosecutor, so maybe that's why. Because that would mean that, like, I'm pretty sure Edgeworth and Phoenix are the same age. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. He's just famous because of how young he started prosecuting?
Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up.
It's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below.
Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway?
Let's just say it was a well-intended third party.
Ah, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom?
Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Interesting. When has there been a delicate person in a Phoenix Wright game who isn't, like, a psychopath? So, as you could see, Terry Fallis had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge.
Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again, that's not fair! I haven't even done my cross-examination yet! What do you mean, Mia's inner dialogue's very funny. She seems just as fed up with everyone. Okay. Actually, there's an eyewitness there when the incident took place. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student? That's right, meaning she's female and a college student, man. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her.
Objection!
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student.
A female college student, eh?
It means she's female and a college student, sir. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you have to give us a good reason why.
Please tell us about more decisive evidence.
Oh my god. Take a sip of water. I have to have water on standby or else I'm gonna burn myself out here. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. The victim is wearing the scarf in that photo, alright? So, about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wild flowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo... Vic is just short for victim. He's just using slang. I feel like I skimmed over that. I don't even remember that being said, but I'll keep that in mind.
This cloudy fog-like thing. Is it a ghost? I don't believe it.
No, Your Honor. No, I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. Haha. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Can we kick Gumshoe out? He's annoying. I love Gumshoe. He's annoying, but also a bit of a dumbass. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from okay. No, calm down, Ruin. You can't pull out the rifle. You know, something as well. This is very minor, but I've noticed this with Phoenix Wright games, and it always catches me off guard. They use the word anyway. I feel like I'm so used to saying anyways. It feels weird when I say anyway. The victim. I think, like, grammar-wise, it makes sense to say anyway. But anyway seems always like be just a way to do it in my mind. It's kind of throwing me off, but it makes sense as well. Okay. Anyways, back to it. Hold it! Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach.
I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal.
Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. Wait, he's actually Canadian, Judge? Ha, he did say brutal and not brutal.
Ah, save your nasty look for the right person.
Huh?
Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have bled itself.
Hey! Watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? That must have been where the scarf fell off. Why the court record? The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back? Well, yeah, I guess it's more like, how would he have shoved her from behind? I still want to hear this last bit before we... Yeah. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet, too. Which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but... There's something about this testimony that's still bothering me. Heh, talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what'd I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean. Of course I do. So the little kitten believes in fairy tales. Huh. In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Yeah, I think the contradiction was, here? Armando sounds so freaky. He is very freaky, but I have to commit to the freakiness. It's a bit funny, though, doing that. But I need to stick to it. Alright. I think, though, for this, always save before you present something. They teach you that in law school. I must present now this picture.
Objection!
So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this photo is of the victim's body was found in the car trunk. What? Did I present the wrong thing on accident? What? Huh? My own genius scares me. I thought I what did I present? It's not wet? Yes, I know that, but I thought I presented a different... I presented this photo. I meant to present the witness photo. Huh. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take it. Yeah, because I was gonna present this one, but yeah, it's not raining here. Oh, Edgeworth is... Well, by all means, please enlighten us to what isn't right. What is it about this photo of... What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit the condition? Well... If we just want to talk about a strictly rain thing, then... Would I just... It looks sunny, I would say. It's kind of hard to tell with a black and white photo. But yeah. Naturally, the answer is right around here, I think. Nope. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? It seems to me that Miss Fay could use a trunk herself. What? One that she could hide all of her bitter memories from this trial in, that is. Ho 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 ho! You truly are a genius. A genius of sarcasm and wordplay. Oops. It looks like I really put my foot in my mouth that time. Just relax. Lick your wounds and clean. Lick your wounds clean, then go after him again, kitten. No matter how bitter the memory, it can never be as bitter as a dark black coffee. Alright, Mia, you've got to think harder this time. Now then, let me ask you one more time. Let me save there. What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the condition that day? Would it be like, oh, she's not wet? I think that's literally it. She's not covered up in rain. No. Okay, never mind. Huh. The problem is, I presented this evidence before knowing what was wrong with it in the first place. Reload save state. I can point out what I originally thought was weird, which was that. Oh. No. Hold on. I'll go back here. I think there is some contradiction. I just need to look at what the witness photo was like. Oh, she had a hat. Yeah, she was wearing a hat, and I don't think she's missing her hat. What? Man, Edgeworth is eating this up. Okay, Dang it, what? Okay, we presented the door handle. We presented the top right. We presented that, and the hat. What else is wrong with this? They say that there was a knife in her back here. I wish I could look at evidence while here, but, hand? Hold on, let me look at this. She was wearing a hat. I don't know, do you guys have any ideas? Because she was wearing a hat, but the hat is gone. Like, the only thing I can think of is rain. I'm just generally pointing around now.
got herself in quite a kerfuffle, I guess. This magically empty space? What? Okay, what was missing from here? At this point, I wonder if I could just take the blow and move on. Yeah, you know what? Mr. Edgeworth is gonna slam dunk me. If I have a better idea here. Let me just go through the dialogue here. Unless they're just gonna ask me to point it out again. Okay, no. The button. Her neck. I'm gonna load. Oh boy. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, I think Mia Fey is a bit of a dumbass. She's been pointing at the her chest is oddly lighter. Oh. It actually is her chest. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? What? I thought I selected a coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? Really? Okay, so it really was a case of the coat was supposed to be wet. I thought I already picked that, but... It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach... Oh... No, okay, that's the problem. I missed that. They said she fell on her stomach, so if she fell on her stomach, that would have meant that she had water all over it, but there was no water. I see. Let me take a sip of water, then we could go. Then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
That's exactly right.
The other day, I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled.
Objection!
I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your honor had fallen in the shower instead of a muddy street, your glorious hokey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? Huh.
A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The scarf. The evidence is this scarf. Ah, it should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud.
Oh, no. I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo.
Hey, same to you, buddy. Edgeworth's first ever shock in his career. Miss Fey's assertion makes perfect sense to me.
Objection!
I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what this explanation in this case may be, shall we? Yeah, alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the truck, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence, it's one of those three. I mean, I think it's a witness's testimony.
What you say just now? I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was a coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is, Actually, it would make more sense for it to be the body in the trunk. Because the body in the trunk is the thing that's getting contradicted here. If the victim really did try to repel her killer, and if she did fall down on the bridge, then you would expect her coat to be dirty. Therefore, the body that was found in the trunk of the car was not the body of Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Mr. Edgeworth? Objection. Not only a whisper, but he mixed in a sigh, too. Valerie Hawthorne was more than a simple meter maid. She was a sergeant. There was absolutely no chance that a mistake about her identity could be made. I guess he's right. From this point on, Miss Faye, I will penalize you for making unsubstantiated accusations. Don't do it, Mia. Don't cry until you get home. Hey, Phoenix said the same thing. In any case, this court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know, blame it on him, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Well, if that's the case... What, the photo is fake? I guess it would be easier to fake a photo. Let me save. But the testimony is also what my gut tells me is what's wrong. But what is the witness's testimony? That they saw them there? That one slipped and fell? That helps us. I'll say the photo. About the photo that the prosecution claims was taken by a witness. It certainly seems to show a man in a prison uniform and a woman in a coat. However, we can't tell any more than that from the photo.
Objection!
Are you saying that the people in the photo may not be the victim and the defendant? Well, that's certainly a possibility. So perhaps it was another prisoner and policewoman. I admit it, people have their quirks. Perhaps they were a part of a role-playing group? Well, I suppose that's also possible, I guess. Yeah, okay, it was the gut feeling. You messed up again, kitten. Mr. Amato, there should be something else that's even more suspicious. Now think the whole thing over again. Are they gonna actually penalize me? Okay, yeah, they're not gonna penalize me. Well, at least we got to see more dialogue. It is a no-brainer. Obviously, it was the witness that's suspicious. Armando, you are like half a decade or more older. No, he's gonna sit here and watch me and make mistakes, because he thinks it's funny. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there is truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Who is it? Witness? What is your name and occupation? Come on, I want to see. Fuck! I knew it was gonna be her! The moment they said someone who was fragile. I knew it!
Okay, so this is before we even did the court case with Phoenix.
This evil bitch.
Oh boy.
Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double in a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Judge, what the fuck? Hey, not so fast! As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you can learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo? Is that accurate? Ah! How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photo. But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. What a refined young woman. Lies. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be... Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Faye. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. No, it's a refined young woman. What are you talking about? In context, we know nothing of the future events. She is a refined young woman who is gonna be doing no wrongs. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then, I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of... Oh, I was confused about the sentence structure. I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field, surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I bought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Does this trial take place before the first? I think it's supposed to. This is literally our very first trial. I think. If I remember correctly, that this is Mia's first trial. It's going to end with a loss, I think, because Phoenix is looking back at this trial, essentially. It would make sense as well, because this is the first time we're meeting Melissa here. Additionally, as well, I think that the trial with Phoenix was later, and it was a case where Mia was not planning on taking the trial, but she wanted to defend Phoenix. Yeah, she's destined to lose because Edgeworth needs to get his win streak going. Ho ho ho, what a cute camera. Just like its owner.
Judge, I swear to God, you may be Canadian, but that doesn't excuse you for sexual harassment charges.
Alright then, Miss Faye. Time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel.
The witness's photograph. I was using my camera to take a picture of some wildflowers. Objection! I mean, hold it. Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come.
Ho ho, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly.
Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge.
Was there anything strange about the two of them?
I'm a bad girl. I know I am. It looks like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them, like some kind of peeping Tom.
No, not at all. Everyone is like that. Judge, no. I love watching other people fight, too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. I can tell you chose to be a judge in the Phoenix Wright world. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. And there you go. Too much info, Your Honor.
In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have to be... My throat is killing me. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were. Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Suddenly, they just started fighting.
Do you have any idea what they were fighting about?
No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that?
Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said.
I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that.
That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
That's when I hurried and took the photo that showed the crucial moment.
Why did you take that? Why did you take a photo?
Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over.
Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandsons to test my comedy routines on.
So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. And right after that, I called the police.
I feel like that's a contradiction. You called the police?
Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape. We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the victim's note, we had already started our operation.
That was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh?
If Terry Follis isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little fingers. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers.
You're going to have to come up with something really good, Mia.
This judge is rather evil.
Well, started fighting. Wait. Fighting? This doesn't show them fighting. Let's see.
Objection!
Maybe it's the other one I need to contradict it with. Yeah, because they don't look like they're fighting.
Objection!
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight.
Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that?
Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Oh! My apologies, young lady, but Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he?
I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film?
This photo was the last one. Check the camera.
What?
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day.
Oh, did you, Edgeworth, you smug man?
All of the other photos are of the witness herself, playing among the wildflowers.
The witness herself? Then who took the photos?
Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it.
So you took photos of yourself?
I remember taking some photos of myself once too.
Please, no details. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Well, wait, just a minute.
Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh?
Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photos. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk.
Huh. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening. Armando is swooning over every single woman who enters the courtroom. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers.
Did you say wildflowers?
Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring.
Wait, is it the same dialogue? We looped back around?
Oh. Hold on. Okay, so she's elaborating here. That, I see. They didn't say additional testimony. Let's see. Suddenly, they just started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away. The victim? Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal.
Objection!
This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently.
Quaggy?
Why, you? I don't even know what that means.
If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river.
There's still something wrong with this testimony. She only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her.
That seems to make sense.
I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off.
Ha! Does it now?
You have a good sixth sense.
When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why.
If Terry Fallis isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in the girl's testimony. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Well, we don't see what's in his hands, so... We can't exactly say one way or another. We see the chain. You know what, just for you, I'll present this picture as evidence. Though, I feel like... Maybe.
Objection!
No. Let's see. hold on, let me see what evidence we have. There's a timer function. Seems to have been taken by the witness. Okay, so... Yeah, the victim. Why do you think she tried to run away?
Objection!
A man with a large man with a knife. Oh! Aha! That's a contradiction. She ran 10... Well, I don't know if it was yards or feet, but she literally could not have run any further that direction. The bridge is broken. 10 yards, was it? Okay. Yeah, then... Yep. Objection! Witness, your testimony's a joke. Huh? But what? But I just... Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were 2 contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then... she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have even ran 5, because Dusty Bridge is collapsed on that side. Wow! What does this all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court?
Objection!
Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. He's gonna pull something out of his ass. I know it. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. Oh. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Huh. That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward? Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No! It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish, once and for all, what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. Alright, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Running from the crime. After stabbing... After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such a violence must have been... Oh my god. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. You don't care. If he accepts his testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Huh. That's what I'd like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye. Your cross-examination, if you please.
Contradiction is staring right in your face, Mia. Go on the attack. I think I might know what it might be. Okay. Stabbed in the back, picked her up in his arms. I don't exactly have any contradictions for that. He carried her over to the car. Let's see here. Yeah, they were there. Stabbed in the back. Take him to the car. And then... you can make sure the body stayed hidden. Well, I guess the question is, if he wanted the body to be hidden, why didn't he just throw the body in the river? Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge, hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places. Maya lore, I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes. You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. You mean this scarf? The words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure to body. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe she did fall. Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
Objection!
If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. No need to be so rude. Well, young lady? Of course she didn't fall down. Dang it, Edgeworth fed her the line. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could. Ha! We're one step too slow. And then what did the defendant do after that? Damn it, Edgeworth managed to tell her what to say before it got around to us. Dang. See, then he carried her over to the car. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes. Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge, so it's ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to carry a dead body on a bridge like that?
Objection!
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. And that kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. Oh. Okay, that's the line. Oh. Well, is this where I can present the map?
Objection!
Aha! I knew it! It's not the only way. A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Ah! In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Aha! Order, order, order. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
How sad.
Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
Objection!
But what the witness claims to have seen is wholly ridiculous.
Objection!
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
Who is he talking about?
Alright, I'll do my best.
Wow,
That's it? Oh! More intense music. After you stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in her arms, then he carried her over to the car. The new dialogue. The killer broke into the trunk of the car and hid the body in there. What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police. And so that's when you called the police? You're sure that you saw all that you saw with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. Okay. I mean, it would make sense that he broke into the trunk of the car and hid the body there. However, something is...
Oh, welcome, Reno. Yes, it's this bitch again. Everyone has the same exact reaction.
It's funny. This music does go home. Also, it seems like the stream is certainly delayed for you guys. Let's see. Oh my, here's my phone has died. Let's see. What I am looking for is any additional clues that I might have. The killer broke into the trunk of the car and hid the body there. Confidential. Okay. That would align with the fact that the door handle looks like that. Interesting. She claims to have seen everything 100% with her eyes. Let's see. Carried to the car. Okay, so I could probably contradict then with the photo.
Objection!
Nope. Okay, then if that's the case, I need to... Something about this testimony is bothering me. But what? Hey, kitten? Have you ever put salt in your coffee? I've heard that's good. No? Why would I? Why not? Huh? It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence. He's right, Mia. Go present something. You've got nothing to lose. By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well after all. Okay. So, seems like I need to present something here. What evidence do I have? Stabbed in a knife in the back. Died of blood loss. The bridge. The car. That doesn't seem to be contradictory. Wear a white scarf for identification. The photo of the car. We presented that. Got nothing. Scarf. Oh. And it might just be stabbing in the back. Are you seeing that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Alright. I see, so it's just, this photo wouldn't make sense.
Objection!
Okay, so this is...
Do I have any evidence that would be... It still doesn't make sense for the victim to have been stabbed in the back, but... Okay. Then he carried her over to the car. You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. Okay. Killer... Well, Edgeworth could be lying about seeing a problem, but let's see here. Killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car. What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. Okay, and that's when you said you called the police. You couldn't leave the body on the bridge. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among high... Oh, okay, wait. This is the same dialogue as before. This is Edgeworth fresh out of Von Karma brainwashing. Yeah. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car. Can I present people here? No, I don't think I have anything here that would necessarily help me. I need to present something, though. What was the thing that Edgeworth said that he saw no issue with? Yes. Well, I don't know if you call it strange, but the victim's scarf fell off. Yeah. Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. Yeah, hold on. I meant to open the evidence later. Let's see. So... Huh. Man, this is a really weird thing. I don't know what to... I guess salt in the wound doesn't matter. I can present whatever. So... Let's see, what can I present here that would make it seem weird? The killer broke into the trunk of the car and hid the body there. I already presented a photo. Did you take this photograph?
Objection!
No. Let's see. Huh. This is a weird one. He couldn't leave the body on the top of the bridge. No. He's just saying, this is literally just saying present something. Carry to the car. Oh, wait. So he carried her to the car. Wouldn't he have blood on him?
Objection!
No? I tried. Are they saying the coat absorbed it? That's something worth noting. I feel like there would be blood on him if you carried the body back, but I think we're supposed to assume the coat absorbed the blood? I suppose so? You know what, that's it. Shotgun blast, I'm presenting everything. Presented that. Look. The scarf? Well, I think we know that the scarf was dropped onto the ground.
Objection!
Yeah. Yep, you know, I'm shotgun blasting evidence. Scarf. I already did the crime photo. Autopsy report. We miss. Reload for another shot. And Let's see. Autopsy report, no. Bridge, no. Okay, open fire. Map.
Objection!
Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Huh? Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Wait a second. Where would you have been to take the photo? Or something, I don't know, that doesn't make sense. Would you have even been able to see that? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. Or was the car his? You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Aha. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah!
Objection!
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rocks. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referenced, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Order in the court. What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? What is a ballyhoo?
Objection!
Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
Objection!
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? Oh, that's, she's saying it. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hold it!
Nuh-uh. Hey, wait a minute, you can't just say that!
Objection!
Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect.
Yes indeed. Quite true. You know what they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
What? That's not fair!
Ha! Save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair.
Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk?
Ah,
Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you know that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
he's right.
Well, witness?
Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What?
Let me see that photo. I mean, there were, but you wouldn't have seen it. It's true. They certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. Again, she couldn't have seen that. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken apart. Open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. All right. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? No, it doesn't work.
Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself.
What?
You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers. She assumed from the photo is what she's saying. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. I finally got her. Huh. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fay explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... What? Don't tell me this. How are you related with two murder court things? How? Owner of the car? I genuinely don't see... Putting the corpse in herself is crazy talk to me. I don't see how she could have done that. It would make 0 sense. I'm gonna say she's the owner of the car. I'm gonna say this is some weird setup. Because the stolen car actually belonged to her. That is why she knew about the scratches. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, is that true? Nada de nada? Frankly, Your Honor, after hearing a pathetic response like that, I have to question whether or not such a pathetic lawyer should even exist. Did you hear that, Miss Fay? I believe Mr. Edgeworth just called you a knucklehead? That's even worse than a knucklehead. Yeesh. Yeesh. Isn't that overdoing things a little bit? Okay. Nope, nope. Well, did she put the corpse in herself? Forget it. Let's go crazy. There's only one way the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes? What is... This feels like insanity, but I also kind of want to see how it plays out. When she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. Hmm? The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster! It was you that did it, wasn't it? No. It's... chronologically, this wouldn't make sense. It was the man in the prison car. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Follies had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There is no need to break it open, right? It is his car. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would still have been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would have never uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Miss Follies that put the body in the trunk. No!
Objection!
Preposterous! They even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. We already know that at the time, she was taking photographs. Wrong. It has a timer function. You told us that yourself. Now is your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is that the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this photo. Meant to see a picture, but, you know, might be. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Was she at the car?
She would have needed to be somewhere where she could see the scratches. I guess. Where else? The bridge? No. Naturally, the witness was right here. Oh, no. In the spot where the defendant's car was? Yes, she had to put the body in the trunk before the defendant returned. You don't mind if I ask one teeny-weeny question, do you, Miss Faye? Uh-oh, Edgeworth said the word teeny-weeny. We're cooked. Uh-oh, he's got that condescending tone in his voice. If she put the body in the trunk at that time, as you suggest, that must mean that Valerie Hawthorne was already dead at that point, correct? Indeed. Please take a look at the top of Dusky Bridge. It certainly looks to me like the victim is still alive. Am I mistaken? Oh right, even she insists murder. She's still not the one doing the killing. Oops. If Valerie Hawthorne was already dead, then who is this? The mountain is famous for spirits, so maybe you think it was the ghost of the victim. Well, it could have been a spirit, right? Miss Faye, don't waste your court's time with this kind of foolishness. Oh, wow. Oh! Wait. Are you certain? Hold on, I know. She was here. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. That's her. She's pretending to be the victim. Order. Miss Faye, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could have only been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine! Of course Mr. Fales was met with the victim. Oh boy, I can feel myself falling apart speaking-wise. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Fales.
Objection!
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Fales met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Fales himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You are just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Fales had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looks like. Yeah. Mr. Fales had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. Ah, it was Mr. Fales who requested she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No. Well? Where's Miss Foster?
She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, this court is in recess. Ooh. Oh boy. That was a lot. Hey, Brillin, if you are still here, do you think that it is possible for me to complete this trial within the next hour? If you are still here. Okay. Let's do this then. I believe. At least we won't need to leave off at a weird spot. Let's go for it. February 16th, 1:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Yeah. I can push it back a little bit. Eek! I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up. Thanks. We're almost there. Once it proves that she committed the crime. Yeah, but there's one big obstacle we've got to get past. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we're still badly in need of information. Information, right. What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. Kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy's on death row for. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. Mr. Follies, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. He's locking in. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me everything. Bridge looks the same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute. So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years. Ha! Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true, I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend. Dahlia Hawthorne. The Hawthorne, my god, she keeps on killing her boyfriends. Your girlfriend? Huh? Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne? The victim's last name. Oh, never mind, I got them mixed up. Dahlia Hawthorne. Valerie's little sister. What? Are you serious? The girl. Let her go. Shut up. Come closer. And I kill her. Oh, he cannot English. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first, I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I could understand why she did it. Wrong. No protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betray us. What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too. A make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. How old were you? 5 years. You were 20? You're... Ugh. Ugh. God damn it.
I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says. Maybe we should put you back on death row. Anything Dahlia says. Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by, yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too. Valerie was in on it? Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. You get 1 jewel. That's what we thought. Yeah, you know what? All of a sudden, I don't feel as bad about us eventually gonna lose this case. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We send to her dad. Ask for $2 million diamond. Tell him to make an exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie made transfer because she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright? In the end, you are planning on splitting the 2 million three-way, huh? Yeah, but that woman. That woman. Valerie, she'd do it for real. She shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jumped in river. Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you? I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me. That man, Terry Fales, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? Why? Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, but I forget what she looks like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth. That's all. So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Fales, where is it? Huh? Where's what? Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know. Huh? You don't know? No, really, I don't know. It's gone, with Dahlia. With Dahlia? That day, on the bridge, Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone, with Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River. It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come back in now. We're about ready to go. Mr. Fales, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Never found her. My sweet Dahlia. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that Melissa Foster's the Dahlia Hawthorne. They never found her. Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia. Shut the fuck up. When you get the death row sentence, I am not going to feel bad. Your teen angel? How old was she anyway? Don't make that fucking face when you say that. What? 14? Can we just... What the fuck? Genuine question. Genuine question. Are they saying this so we don't feel bad when he gets put on death row? She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil? Like, 100% this is just so we don't feel bad, because, like, what the fuck? Man, oh man. Angel sees his face. Idol. Fales takes a fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really a... It's time, kitten. It looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeves now. You bet. Yeah. The training wheel comes off now, Mia. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. Yeah, you know what? This fucker deserves the guillotine. That's one of my rules. Remember it. Because, guess what? He would have been 20. Because it was 5 years ago. Currently, he's 25. There is no... He is a straight pedo. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falles. Well, here we go. Witness, are you feeling better? Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best. You're a brave young lady. Not this again. I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? I mean, sure, he has mental... Yeah. But I feel like they're playing that more like a joke. That they're not like being like, oh, he's mentally ill. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course, I think. Ha! You're still acting as tame as a kitten. Kitten? Mr. Armando? Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you would quit gritting at me like that. Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge? Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like. I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? Right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady.
It looks like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean? Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right back up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. Evil. Rhino, what the fuck? I was out of the country until the year before last, okay? Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. She's trying to clear it, make it seem like she's never been here. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago, or kidnapping a poor girl, I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster. It's a guy spilling milk all over, like he's busting. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. Does Twitch have a delete feature? Not that I know of. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile. You bet. I mean, I feel like out of all the emotes that I'm gonna try probably swapping out, it would be that one. Only because it's hard to tell what it is. And I could probably think of funnier things to replace it with. If you have any suggestions, drop it in the Discord. Somehow, I have to tie her to this case. Melissa Foster's history. I was out of the country until the year before last, so I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. Hold it. So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors, picnicking, hiking, you know, that sort of thing. Okay. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to. Well, I went there once through the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate, cold, Roman blah blah blah. By the way, what's the name of your college?
Objection!
The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent. Thank you. She's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here.
Okay, blah 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 blah. Evil lady. Perhaps, but your behavior that day is very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. Well, that's...
Objection!
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing. Oh, really? And why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that at the time, an officer showed her this photo. It seems like a rather serious mistake. Ha! That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book. Huh. That's funny how Automod held that up. That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book. That's not fair. That wicked inmate, I'll never be able to forget that horrible day. Holding a grudge, killing officer testified against you 5 years ago. Okay, hold on. Get away with the lies. Somehow, you're just going to have to get her to show the court her true self. Oh, do they want me to present this? Now it says I added the permitted term, I'm gonna strangle you. Well, that would be really funny for that to loop back around. That would be like a deep cut reference. Alright, no, I can't present that. Yeah. Going forwards? The strangle word. We're setting up some odd standards here. Alright. Either way. Let's see here. A grudge? Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death? Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such a deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful, your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well. What do you mean by that? Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well. Well, she's right about that. Mr. Follies is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What do you mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some sort of identification, right? Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification. Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me. That's true. He's clearly a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Folly's reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke deep. What should I do with that last statement? Have it added. Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point. No, that's not why I... Enough. Witness, if you would. My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I still want to strangle Edgeworth to get rid of that smugness. He has a baby face right now. He's got young smug. Okay. Let's see. Wait a minute. A white scarf? A white scarf? Who said anything about a white scarf? No, you bitch! Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification. Ah, you're talking about this scarf right here, eh? Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing. I've got her now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. What, white? This isn't the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me. Oh. Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Objection!
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf. Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but there's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is the victim's note, right?
Take that!
Witness, have you ever seen this note? Note? No, never. It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have. Exactly, Your Honor. I wonder about that. What do you mean? This note shows Mr. Foley's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear a white scarf for identification. White scarf? Oh! Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster? No! Seeing Edgeworth crack is always funny. Order! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falles is one, the person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten? Yep. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... you. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name, right there. What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne? He's got the 2%. Oh my god. Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falles.
Objection!
You said she was killed, but what was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
Objection!
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
Objection!
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age you are.
Objection!
Even you couldn't. Miss Faye, you're not saying... But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Ha! Nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you could tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now is my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Witness, just who are you anyway? I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand. What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain it yourself. Don't tell me he's gonna pull evidence out of your ass. Or out of his ass. Actually, I ran a oh my god. Actually, I ran a DNA test before we started this trial. I have proven she's not Dahlia Hawthorne. Don't think about the fact that when you see her the next time, in a different case, we do see that her name is Dolly. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. Oh my fucking god. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Heh. Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct a full background check on all of our witnesses. What did he say? Ha! Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why? If he hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Evil. But, I thought she died 5 years ago. I understand it now. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see. Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Objection!
Doesn't like 90% of this break the law severely? Well, Edgeworth is... Young Edgeworth, especially right after being like brainwashed by his mentor, was especially scummy in how he gets his verdicts. No. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder? Really, Miss Faye, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. How dare you? Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. This Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me. Huh. I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. Ah, that wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict.
Objection!
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Huh, what makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. Ah, I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No, you've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me. The rashness of youth. How charming. This coming from someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time, Miss Faye. What motive would this witness have for What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? Yeah. I mean, it's gotta be the gem, right? Whoa, no. What? Hold on. It would be this, right? Because it says here, talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. It's that. She was planning on telling the truth about what happened. The story starts after Terry Foley has escaped. Also, there we go. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. The whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. The whole truth? That there was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt like she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. A terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was this secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falles. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf? Maple leaf. Wow, Judge. Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. Alright. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falles. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falles in the arm. That's when Mr. Falles tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. From behind? Wait. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous! Yeah, that's what I thought. Behind? Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor? As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got to jump on me again. Huh. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We've still got that info. That ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falles told us that in the lobby. Yep, I know that. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. Alright. Let's go. Let's go. We're going straight to that one. This one. Tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. Behind? What behind? Mr. Fuckworth, you fuck. Wow. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Well, when Mr. Falles was shot in the arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try to run away, but Mr. Falles turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a sec, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin. Bloodthirsty grin. Ooh. And in the next instant... Huh. I advise the court to remember the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run, and just one little shove from behind. I don't understand what that means from behind. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. Wrong. Where is it? Yeah. I don't see how that would have made sense.
Objection!
You say that Mr. Falles pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falles. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I ask that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind, as you have claimed, you would have landed on the rocks. Oh. That was not what I was thinking of. I just thought behind was a weird sense of wording. Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Objection!
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
Objection!
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. Ugh! You're right. If the events occurred just as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this? You see,
Objection!
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. What? What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Follies panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct? Now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got oh my god, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires. You can't be serious. Order in the court. It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Objection!
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Follies panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. What? Huh? Oh, no, this is what they mean. See that? The bars on the side? They literally cannot be shoved off the side. That's what they mean. Okay. Unchanged for 5 years. Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there. No! But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. With an arm that's been shot? So young, and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Follies had been shot in the right arm. And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. Ugh. So, Mr. Follies throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Wow! Edgeworth is getting beaten up. Order, what is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this? Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. Oh my god, don't strangle Edgeworth. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current, but even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh? Then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. Duh. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought with the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. No, it can't be. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Follies to help her fake the kidnapping. Bang! At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Why, that's simply ridiculous. Order, order, order.
Objection!
Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? Yes, this woman is a demon, and there is one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
Objection!
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Miss Falles, Valerie called her sister Dahlia. And she told her what she was planning to do. She was going to tell the whole truth as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that, laughing at a time like this? Forgive me, it's just hilarious. Witness? Is that you? You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Follies and my sister. And one more thing. What happened to the 2 million diamond? You can't provide evidence to at least show that. Well, Miss Fey? I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fey? Are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Yeah, but we don't... She probably hid it by now or sold it. Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm forced to reject the assertions made by the defense. Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it? Huh. Without evidence, the trial was over? Who decided that? Mr. Armando. Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured it out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony. Testimony? On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Follies' stolen car, then went to meet him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who could testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. It's my client. It's my client. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Follies. The defendant? There's only one person that could shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that could say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who could solve the riddle once and for all, and that person is Terry Follies. Hold on a sec. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well.
Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. I don't like that we're putting our hope to this one guy. This is my last chance, Mr. Fales. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me. Mr. Fales, I feel like this is how we're gonna lose. Oh boy. I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million. That's not true. Mr. Fales, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne, or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never, ever betray each other. Terry. Dahlia, it's true. You are alive. You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad. Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you. I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry. God, she's manipulating him. Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Fales to testify once and only once. Well then, Mr. Fales, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness? Wah! Eek! I'm sorry. I apologize. Wah. Water, please, water. Can't talk. Need water. I need water too. Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. Wah! Alright. Who Terry Flaw saw? That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. It was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car for the bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. What? That was Valerie. How did she do that? That was Valerie, not my Dahlia? Oh. Mr. Fales, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
Objection!
That's enough, Miss Faye. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with your cross-examination. Is this how you wanted to end, Mr. Fales? Yeah, he's gonna cover for her. This happened when we did the case with Phoenix as well. These guys are like, gonna go along with their death sentence. There's only one person who could stop it. You, kitten. I think. Wait, it's been 2.5 hours already? Yeah, it has. I'm trying to wrap this up. Let's see, what was it? It was, I lost my card for the bridge and never put no body.
Objection!
Right? So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that? Yeah, I'm sure. You're sure, huh? Well then, I'm sure too, Mr. Fales. I'm sure that you're lying. Huh? Wah. Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. They had to be there first because they couldn't arrive from the other side of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Miss Fales, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Nah. Mr. Fales? Oh no, he's gonna throw. Please don't get worked up. We just want the truth. I don't know if we're gonna get that. I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore that we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love. A memento? 5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is what I went to get. This little bottle on the necklace is your memento? Oh my god. It's quite charming, but it looks empty. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. Ugh. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. I've still got a chance. Mr. Follies, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Follies? Oh, whoa! What? What the fuck? That's enough. Please. A witness? I promised her. He took the cyanide pill. The bottle had poison in it. I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens, that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. Ugh. No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess. We need a recess. I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this. No! We're so close! Just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence. No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again. Mr. Follies. Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee. He used the coffee to drink it! Mr. Follies! Holy shit, he killed himself. Someone has died in the courtroom! And so my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. Except for Edgeworth, he wins. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Unforgivable, that witch. Mr. Armando. We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Don't cry, kitten. You're going to make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Mia. Oh, shit. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Mr. Armando. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. Damn. 1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I, myself, got wrapped up in that case. Damn. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. Is Phoenix just like going on memory? Why has he been looking at the trial? The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect, angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that made me remember all this. Really? Like what? Like what? Episode 4, Turnabout Beginnings, the end. We'll find that out next time in the last episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Bridge to the Turnabout. I will save my progress here, and we are pretty much on the final stretch. Wait till next time. Thank you all for watching so much. If you haven't already, I don't know. Follow, like, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really, I think it doesn't matter on Twitch. Either way, good shit, everyone. I will see you all again very soon. Next Sunday with some more Phoenix Wright, and we'll also have some other streams on and off throughout the week, but those aren't exactly on a schedule. Either way, I will